You're in your 50s and your gains stop, and you think it must be my testosterone. I'm here to tell you, as a 56-year-old pro-natural bodybuilder, it's not your hormones. Yes, testosterone dips with age, but studies show that men in their 50s and 60s and beyond can still gain muscle like crazy when they train the right way. So the real bottleneck isn't hormones. It's one of these three things that you may be doing right now. We call this ego lifting. This is where somebody moves from A to B using momentum and joints instead of your muscles under controlled tension. Here's the truth. Your muscles don't have eyes. They don't know how much weight is actually on the bar. They know time under tension. When you bounce the bar off your chest or jerk a dumbbell up, you're building ego, not muscle. You know, it's funny, but I've seen people who you wouldn't know if they're doing laterals to work their side delts or if they're actually working their calves because they're pushing with everything to help them with a weight that's too heavy for them. I trained like that for years. Heavy weight and sloppy form. And you know, I got away with it when I was younger. And did I get stronger? Yeah, I guess I did. But as I got older, you know what I found out? Did my joints hurt? Yep. Did I get injuries more often? Yep. Did my physique plateau? Yep. So when I hit my 50s, I slowed down, I controlled the negative, and really focused on connecting with the muscle and focused on time under tension instead of the ego lift. And you know what happened? My muscle started to respond. And that brings me to where I'm at today, which is I am in the best shape of my life at 56 years old. Proper form is also vital as we age to prevent injury and make sure that we can keep training consistently into our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. This is really where we have to find the place in the middle, where on one side is junk volume, just too much work. And on the other side is too much intensity for where we're at and where our joints are at, and we can get into potential for injury. I learned this one the hard way. I used to squat as heavy as I could on Saturdays, and my knees would hurt for the rest of the week. And finally, I'd start to feel better on Thursday, maybe Friday, and then I would go back and do it again. You know what I found out as I made the changes, and especially in my 50s, my legs look better for changing the training, which for me is adjusting the volume and appropriate weights. My joints feel a ton better, and I'm enjoying the week instead of hobbling around hoping it'll feel better someday. Intensity matters, but it might not be what you think. You should aim for 1 to 2 reps in reserve in a set that's 8 to 12 reps. So that means when I'm done, I could have done 1, maybe 2 more, but that's it. If you could have done 5 more, that wasn't a work set, that was a warm-up. And if you have to move around and give up form to squeeze out 1 extra rep, you're setting yourself up for injury and potentially surgery. Don't guess. Random workouts equal random results. And the principle is very simple, that what you track will grow. I'm old school, so I still log everything in a notebook. And I have stacks of notebooks at home. But before I come to the gym and start to work out, I've gone through my last week's workout for a body part, so I know how it felt. I know what numbers I'm looking at this time. And I know how I can gauge progress. Now, obviously we live in a world where there are lots of digital options. I know lots of people that use apps and things like that. But the key here is to tracking so that you know exactly what's happening with your progress and what adjustments you need to make. You can't manage what you don't measure. Log every lift. Add a microplate or 1 rep week by week That's how you force muscles to grow. So here's the takeaway. It's sloppy form, wrong intensity, and not tracking your lifts. Do this. Take one lift tomorrow. Make sure your form is cleaned right up. Make sure that you're in that 1 to 2 reps in reserve when you do your work sets, and log that lift. Do that for the next 30 days, and I think you're going to see great results. Thank you for joining me today. If you got some value out of this, please take a minute, like the video. Just helps with getting the word out to other people that we can help. And take a minute and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being with me today. We're all about helping people in our 50s and 60s and beyond be there for our kids, our grandkids, and our families in any and every way that we can. We'll see you next time. Keep punching.